What is the crack, ladies and gentlemen? It's Gibboeire here with a new series, a Let's Play of The Long Dark. The Long Dark is a survival game a first-person survival game based in the Canadian tundra, post some form of cataclysmic event which has ended civilization as we know it. It's a early access game, which has been on Steam for some time now. I forget how long. And it has been updated majorly several times over the past year or so, maybe 2 years even. And it's just after receiving a new update, so I've decided to go back to it and actually do a Let's Play through it, because this is one of those games that I reckon would be actually quite interesting to watch a Let's Play of. I don't know exactly when I'm going to upload these, so the date as it stands is that it's currently I believe it to be the 9th. Hang on, I'll check right now. Why not, for the interest of, timeline, this and all that. Am I talking to you from the future? No, it'll be the 8th. Okay, so this is the 8th of May that I'll be recording. This is a lovely sunny day, and in direct contrast to what we're going to be going through. So basically, it's a game where you balance hunger, tiredness, temperature, thirst, and resources, and juggle all of the above with a mix of random wildlife engagements, hunting, scavenging, foraging, all sorts of the above. And basically, you just have to survive in this really cold and abysmal environment with weather conditions and all sorts of things going against you. And you just see how long you can go for. I'm not particularly amazing at the game, and I am struggling to remember the controls. I did a quick half an hour go through of it there not so long ago to remind myself the controls, just to see how I would do it. Without further ado, anyway, we're going to get stuck in. You have 3 settings. You've got Pilgrim, Voyager, and Stalker. Yeah, Stalker. Easy mode, normal but hard mode, extremely hard mode, more wolves and stuff. There are wildlife, they will attack us, we'll see that as we go through. I'll explain the game and all that as we go through it. There's several different maps, as you can see: Coastal Highway, Mystery Lake, Pleasant Valley, Desolation Point, Timberwolf Mountain, and Random, and then they will release more soon. We're going to start Mystery Lake because it's the easy starter place, and it's going to give me a chance to get used to playing it again. It's got, as it says there, a balance between wilderness, man-made shelters, resources, and wildlife. All the maps do connect to each other, so we will actually make our through all of them eventually. You can be a man or a woman. There is a story mode which was meant to be released for the update that we just received. Let's be aware of it. A story mode was meant to have been released for the sandbox, to replace the sandbox mode that we're currently playing. But for some reason they haven't released it yet. If you go onto their website, they're pretty transparent about all that sort of stuff, and they tend to tell you why. But, they have actually updated the sandbox mode again, so there are new things in it. Some things are actually quite different. Some of the interfaces and stuff like that are quite different as well. I noticed that as I was playing it. So we're going to jump in and see how it plays out and what it feels like, and we'll see what the crack is. So as you can see, a mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought down our plane, hence why we have crashed. How long can we survive? That's a good question. You always get a quote at the start of it now, so we'll see that now in 2 seconds. It is hard to adapt to chaos, but it can be done. I am living proof of that. It can be done. Kurt Von Gut, Breakfast of Champions. I don't know what that is. You spawn in a random place at a random time of day. Okay. It is minus 25, as you can see there in the bottom left. It is cold. We have 2,000 calories, and our temperature is rapidly dropping. You start off with a bunch of items. Is that hot? Oh, it's cold. You can see it says cold here. We can warm that up, though. You start off with random items, and you have to basically make do. Do we have any clothing items that we can use? No, we do not. It is freezing at the moment, and we are outside, and I don't know where. It is dark. This is unusual. I've not spawned in the dark before. So just quickly looking at the visual lighting effects and stuff like that, as you can see, it's bloody beautiful, this game. It is absolutely astounding to look at. Okay. We need to find stuff fast. So basically, as you're making your way around this game, the weather changes and stuff like that, the conditions change, and all of these affect your character. As you can see, our temperature is plummeting currently, and there's not really much we can do about it while we're stuck out here in the wilderness. I suppose I could start a fire, would be a quick fix, but I don't even know if that would do much for us right now at the moment. So we're just going to have to wing it, I'm afraid to say. There's no wind. I don't hear any. I am lost, by the way. I have a vague understanding of certain parts of the map, so if I spot something that's going to push me towards something, I'm going to abuse that so I can get going. We want to keep our eye out for wildlife, and we want to keep our eye out for resources. So here's a branch, but we're not going to waste time breaking that now, because again, we are stuck out in the cold. I see logs and stuff like that. So from what I remember, there is a logging camp of some sort which is around here. So we're going to have to get in there. I'm actually going to start sprinting because I'm afraid of being stuck out here for too long. I think we're going to start getting punished very, very fast if we don't fix this pronto. It's rather unfortunate we spawned in the nighttime, if I'm honest. That's kind of made life a bit harder on us. There's a map over here by the looks of things. I don't remember that. So we need to keep an eye out for resources. If we see some, we need to grab them and we need to use them. How long until there's about an hour of darkness left and it is still freaking freezing. I'm not overly familiar with this end of the map, so I'm hoping this is going to tell us that there's stuff. There looks like there's a sign here. There's a tower. Oh, excellent. Okay. We're going to head up high and we're going to try and get some vision on stuff. Once we can get out of this cold and get our body warmed up and stuff like that, we will concern us. Okay, so we're out of the wind here at the moment, so there must have been actually a bit of wind. You can check you can see the wind chill, air temperature and stuff like that there when we hit I, which is our inventory. And it is damn cold at the moment, so we need to get in and warm up. And you see the little things down on the bottom left there, the icicles, that's indicating our character has now gotten cold, which is all bad. I think sprinting actually chews up calories even quicker. I'm not 100% certain. Yes, it does. As you can see, when I hold sprint, it gets 2 hours up as opposed to 1. And as far as I'm aware, wolves don't spawn in the first 24 hours or so. So we don't really have to worry about them just yet. If I hold space, you can see there's a new menu for actually picking stuff up or selecting items into your hand really rapidly. Sometimes, from what I remember, items do actually spawn along here. I think I can see a bag. I can. We're going to check it real fast. You can see there's an item there just to the left of it as well. We're going to grab anything here we can just to keep us going for the time being. But we don't want to spend too long out in the... any berries? No. Okay. We don't want to spend too long out in the cold here. There's less than an hour of darkness, but it doesn't matter. We're absolutely freezing. So we've spawned to a very bad point in the game. This is a hard start. This isn't easy. We're going to get up, we're going to recover our character if we can, like get a bit of heat into us and stuff like that. And once we do that, we're going to set off. We have a good vantage point here, so we can kind of select the location to head towards. And hopefully we'll be able to make good progress towards it. Yeah, so there's kind of a lake and stuff like that, which is kind of the main area of the map. That's pretty much where most people make their way towards initially to survive in. There's a kind of cabin there with 2 levels. And that is what we are going to be doing. So kind of a list of things that we kind of need to prioritize, and that's what we kind of need to do. Like, what do we need and what do we need now? We need food and water. That is basically fundamental survival. And we need fire-starting implements. We're also going to need a weapon. Something to defend ourselves. So if we can find a rifle or something like that nature. Did I hear something? I'm hearing rattling things. Here we are. Lovely stuff. We're going to need a weapon to defend ourselves. Because nature is not kind. Nature is certainly not kind. The sounds when I'm in the dark like this, absolutely terrifying. I just want to point that out. Okay, we're going to make our way up here. See if we can find anything. If I see any items, if you guys see any items, by the way, let me know in the comments. Because I may well be able to get them at one point or the other. Everything is pivotal to your survival. You need to basically manage every single item and use it as effectively as possible. Here's the door. I do apologize if this is dark. There's less than an hour of darkness left. Oh, excellent. This is a good start. We have a rifle. So as you can see, hunting rifle. An old .303 caliber bolt-action hunting rifle. We'll bring down a deer, maybe a wolf. 80% condition, weighs 4 kilos. The graphics, I think, are absolutely wonderful in this game. I have this basically running on the highest settings I can. I just think it visually is very, very appealing. I'll equip it. Have we got a round in it? We have absolutely no ammunition, or are those bullets actual bullets that we have in it? So maybe it either has a full clip, or it has no clip. I'm unsure. I'm going to holster this. It's H. We're going to check through the first aid kit.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Painkillers, water purification tablets. Everything is good right now. Everything is good. Temperature at the moment, 1 degree inside, so our temperature is going to start going up. Our condition is going to improve. It's gradually going to get brighter as the sun rises. I don't know if we can actually see the sunrise. If we can, I will pop my head out so we can enjoy it together. Romantic thing that it is. Hang on 1 second. Okay. I think I'm stuck in this door. Hang on. Yeah. This is a beautiful game. Look at it. Absolutely beautiful.
Lay down for a bit.
I just want to lay down for a bit. Oh, that's hypothermia. Oh no, close it. Get warm, bud. Get warm, bud. Did you hear him say that? I just want to lay down for a bit. That is ominous. Your guy will tell you things, or girl. Excuse me. Your guy or girl will tell you things, and those things give inclinations as to their condition. We found a sweater. Excellent. I don't know. I don't even know if we have a sweater on or if we have gloves. That's ammunition. Oh, lovely. Okay, so we now have ammunition. So I'm gonna equip our rifle. I'm gonna load it up. Okay, so we had no rounds in it. We now have 5. Excellent. So we can actually do some damage if we need to. So it's pretty straightforward. Right click, aim, sorted. Nice. Not much to worry about there. So that's a good start. That is a very good start. I was worried when I started in the dark there. I was kind of like, this is ominous. It's going to be hard. So, oh, and a hatchet. Look, we're pretty set here. We got a book. We got everything. We've got food of all sorts and a can opener. Excellent. We can break down that table for kindling and stuff like that if needs be. I'm not too sure what that is. That looks like a bit of rope. A mountaineering rope. Oh, wow. I've not seen one of these before. This is a new item, I believe.
That'll come in handy.
Designed for climbing. I'm not too sure how that works, so there are new things here, so I'm really happy about this. This is new stuff for me to experiment with. Sewing kit, bit of tinder, bit of cedar firewood. There's nothing on the stove there or anything like that. You want to check absolutely everywhere in this game, by the way. As you can see, as I look under here, there is what appears to be a crowbar. Pry bar. There we go. Heavy. Oh no, it's only 1 kilo. The rifle certainly is heavy. If we check our inventory, you'll see we have a weight limit. So we are now at 22 kilos out of 30. We're pretty much full here nearly at this stage. We're going to whack these gloves on. I'm going to check this sweater. This sweater is better than the sweater that we have here. That's a thin one, but this is a slightly better one, so we are going to equip that instead. You can repair all of these as well using cloth as needs be. Okay, so we have a bit of wood and stuff like that. We have a couple of tools. We have 5 rounds there. I'm looking forward to using this now. And this is pretty much everything that we've gathered so far. In terms of food, what we've got is a bit of coffee. We've got some jerky. I'm going to set it to condition. So we are going to use our lowest condition items first. We have lots of soda, and the soda is going to keep us hydrated, as well as up in the calories. And we want to use them sooner rather than later, because the new update has designed it in such a way that they will decay in condition. So their condition's already pretty low. We check the temperature really quick. It is minus 32, and our temperature is already pretty low. It is 1 degree here at the moment. Our bud is a little bit winded, so what we may well do is pass an hour in rest, which will use up some calories, and we'll change our character's hunger and thirst bars, as well as exhaustion. It's a bit brighter. Our temperature has come up. We're a little bit peckish. It's still only 1 degree in here. We'll pop out and we'll see what it's like. It's minus 31 degrees. It is a cold morning. Okay. So what we may well do is actually start a fire. As you can see, it's a fire starting skill, chance of success. You need to use a bit of accelerant if you want to get it to 100%. Or use different items. So you can see we can get a 90% chance. We can't really change it. If I go back out, quick tip for the newspapers, from what I remember, is actions. If you click actions, you can actually create tinder plugs out of them, and you get longer use out of them. As opposed to using a whole newspaper to start a fire, use the tinder plugs. Same with the roll. Okay. I'm trying to kill a bit of time, because I don't exactly want to head out just yet. So if we head out now, while it's still really cold, it's going to make life hard for us. I'm just make sure I've actually checked everything here. Oh wow, that's going to get annoying fast. We'll just run around this way, whatever. It's okay, it's all G. Okay, is that a bit of cloth we can actually take? No, we can't take it, but we could break it. It's minus 20 now, which is still pretty low. It is getting warmer, so if we kill a bit of time by actually maybe breaking down the likes of this, it's going to take half an hour. We'll break that down. It's warming us up. We can get a bit of reclaimed wood, so we've got something to start a fire with if we need to. Half an hour has gone by. It's now minus 18 degrees. We'll make our way now. Okay, just going to quickly look around. I don't know if items spawn out here, so I'm just intrigued. Right, so that's where we were. I'm looking for anywhere we can make our way to in order to, maybe that's where we were. I'm not really certain. Not really certain. No, there's the path down there. Bugger. Okay. See, it's not really... oh, wow, it's gotten really cold again. It's 18 degrees here. It's 1 degree here. I'm going to keep that closed. It's not really the weather to be exploring, and we're not really in a condition to be doing so. So, things to do. I'm gonna start a fire. It's just I think it's the best option so far. Our best bet is to use this book, or use a wee bit of accelerant. I don't know if that uses all of the accelerant. I reckon it actually probably does. Hang on, if I just go back and I'll just check. I reckon that probably will use all of the accelerant, which I don't necessarily want to use straight off the bat. We want to hang on to those for when we're out in the wild. Okay. So what we're actually going to do now is I'm going to eat some food, probably be the best bet. So basically this game is all about making judgment calls. At the moment, I'm judging it as being too difficult to actually make a getaway. Like, I'm hoping for the day to get a bit warmer later. If the weather was to change drastically at any stage while we were outside and traveling. I'm drinking the sodas, by the way, because they do hydrate you a bit more. And only that, they give you calories as well, so it's just filling my guy up a wee bit. I don't want to head out just yet, because like I reckon that if we were to head out now and the weather was to change, we would get caught out in it and we're just going to freeze to death. Because again, I'm not 100% certain of where I actually am, so ugh. Anybody that starts this game, by the way, it is very daunting initially. Our condition is looking a lot better now there too. Anyone that starts this game, it is initially very daunting when you don't know your way around the map and stuff like that. And I'm still struggling to remember it. If I see anything I recognize, it's not going to be so bad. You can see straight away there that the weather has changed already. So it's not really a time to be out and exploring. I'm going to make my way down and see if I can find any other resources that I can mess around with to make a fire. So what we won't do is we won't put ourselves out in it for too long, but we'll be out long enough that we can grab some stuff if we need it. I think we'll actually get some wind shear cover once we get down a bit. Oh, here's some berries. And we're going to pick these anyway. As you can see, our guy is slowing down as he's walking into the wind. These are rose hips. For getting 8 of them. I'm not 100% what these do. I'm not sure if we can eat them or what the crack is, but we're going to grab them anyway because resources. So here's the wind shear. Hopefully, yeah, well, you can see I can demonstrate it. Now that we're out of the wind, you can see the temperature has dropped. If I move away, you can see it goes up and we lose it. Wind will blow out your fires if you make them in the wild. I do remember that. That is a thing that you need to be aware of. You can't just plop a fire down and try and burn your way through it. You need to get into cover. And we may well need to do that pretty soon here. No, we will go for a little bit more of a walk, and I'm just going to try and orientate myself to some resources that I can get. Oh man, I mean, this is a tricky spot we're in. We don't really have a lot of food and stuff. Like, we need to get moving, but at the same time, it's not really the time to be moving, is it? Again, I'm going to go back inside. I don't want to waste too many calories moving around. So our best bet is probably just to sleep through this now at the moment. Keep our guy nice and rested. Then when we get a chance, if we can just get through this bad weather, we'll just make a break for it and just go wandering and see if we can come across a house. We have a rifle and stuff, so like we can defend ourselves now and we can kind of keep things away from us. We don't necessarily want to use the ammunition unless we have to, but you know, if we have to, we will. That's the door open. I'm such a terrible human being. Okay. I don't want to necessarily use the food unless I have to, so again, I'm going to rest for an hour, and we're just going to see what the crack is with the weather. So my plan, anyway, is I'm going to keep these episodes to about a half an hour long. As you can see, the wind is still a-blowing. Our guy is in good condition, though. He's moving back up to 100% there, slowly but surely. Can we break that down too? We can, no way. As you can see, that costs calories. Everything is an expenditure. It's all about give and take. You have to learn to balance your resources and make the right decisions. And sometimes you need to take a risk. And I'm starting to wonder whether or not we should have taken a risk. Let's pop our head out. We'll just see what it's like. It's still minus 24. We've got 8 hours of daylight left. We'll sleep 1 more hour. And we'll just see where that puts us. And you know what? We may get lucky. The weather may improve. Sometimes it may not. Storms can blow for 3 days in a row, and if you don't have the food, you're pretty screwed. I don't hear the wind. The trees don't look like they're blowing. It's not so cold. This is it. This is our moment. We have full warmth, 16 degrees. We need to make a break for it. And we need to get out of here because there's not any resources here. We have exhausted this position. We need to find some resources and fast. And we need to get a place where we are going to be able to put our head down for the night and start getting comfortable. So we need to find a base camp. Some people do the whole external survival thing, you know, survive out in the wilderness and all that type of crap. I like to find a place, a structure where I can just hold down and pretty much get myself set up with as many kind of clothing items and food items as possible and just kind of hold it for as long as I can. And once I exhaust an area, I then move on to the next. That's how I was doing it in my last kind of version of this. I wasn't recording, I was just playing it myself, but that's I managed to get to the third map, I think. Or at least very far through the second one. And I was doing pretty well, and I just lost my save pile. Save pile? My save file. I didn't actually die in it, I was actually doing quite well. So since they've updated it, you do lose your save files, but again, new stuff, so sweet! I'm looking forward to using this mountaineering rope. I'm really not sure about how it works, but we will see, we will see. Anyway, with regard to the playthrough, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, or any tips for me or anything like that, please, again, leave it down in the comments and let me know. And if I do miss any items or stuff like that, again, comment section down below and let me know, because I'm going to need as much help as possible, I reckon, in this one. Is that an item? No, it's not. I don't see. I thought I saw something here, too. I need to spot some structures. Let's just jump. No. You could, but you would likely end up with a broken leg, and injuries in this game can really, really set you back. You have to go through a whole process to sort yourself out, if you're even able to. First aid yourself up, and all that sort of stuff. We want to listen out as much as possible, too, because, you know, sounds indicate weather changes. Wind, trees moving, all indicate weather changes. Animals. We want to listen out for animals. We want to watch for animals. You want to listen for growls and footsteps, and there's so much to take account of. Now I'm hoping that that billboard we saw at the front may well be a map, and if that is a map, we may be able to orientate ourselves a bit better to this area and then find out where the next bunch of structures is. There are a bunch of structures and lone structures plotted all around this map, and it's just a case of finding them and then exploiting their resources. No, this just says that the tower is up here. Okay, no problem. I see a signpost though, and the signpost may well indicate that there are things over yonder. I'm just going to have to assume that for now. We're going to keep an eye out for resources. This is a nice open area, so I don't see any animals. We want to keep our eye out for moose, or deer, or whatever they are, or both, I guess. Rabbits, I think wolves, and potentially bears. What is on that? That's a train or a truck? It's a truck. Okay, so that may indicate a logging camp, which may be up here, or maybe this is a trucking road. So we may come across vehicles and stuff like that, and again, wherever we come across humanity, we are going to come across rubbish, waste, and products, and anything that we can actually use. Branches here, we can use them to actually start fires, so we are going to grab them as we go along, and again, we want to start improving our fire starting skill as soon as it is convenient to do so. How's our condition looking? 7 degrees. 4 degrees when we get here. Temperature isn't so bad. Now, I hear wind, which gives me the impression that the weather may be changing, so we're just going to keep aware of that. We're going to look out for circles of crows and stuff like that as well. They tend to circle around dead bodies. And we want to search any dead bodies that we can find, because they may well have items that we can use. And they sure as hell don't need them anymore. Okay. Another little open logging area. I'm reckon if we keep... These are all signs of humanity, and if we keep following them, we're bound to run into some form of humanity at some stage or other. I'm hoping to run into a part of the map that I recognize so I can orientate myself a bit better. The maps are huge, by the way. They are absolutely huge, but they are not randomly generated. They are all preset. I think they are working on the possible... Our guy's starting to get cold. That's what him chattering there. You can hear it. Calories are about halfway down as well, so we need to be aware of that too. The maps are not procedurally generated. They are all preset. So you will get familiar with them as you go through. But that doesn't affect the gameplay whatsoever. It's absolutely outstanding. Is that an item? I think that is... Or it may just be a branch. I think it's just a branch. I don't think it's worth risking time. Another signpost there. We're going to follow it. You spawn in different parts of the map. I think I may have mentioned this, but you... And what am I doing? Let's get out of this. How do I... Holster? H? 1, 2. 2 is rifle. Okay. Buildings. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to keep this out because it makes me feel better. Pitiful human that I am. Oh, it's a deer. I don't think we're going to waste a round on it. We don't need it yet. Ammo is a finite resource, remember that. All resources are somewhat finite. You need to manage everything well. We could kill it. We could use a hatchet to skin it and stuff like that and get some hides, but we don't need that stuff yet, so we're not going to worry about it. They will draw wolves, though. We need to remember that. There's 2 of them. Look at that majestic beast. Anyone need to go to the loo? Hello? Knock, knock. Anyone home? We're going to loot these cabins. See if we can find any stuff. There's an open one there, too. We'll get inside here for a second anyway. This is good that we found these buildings. If we need to hold up for the night, I don't know how much, 6 hours of daylight. If we need to hold up for the night, we can hold up here. Old bedroll, cloth. Cloth is good for repairing your clothing items. You need to check everywhere in this game. Absolutely everywhere. Under the beds, all the containers.
I could use this.
You never know where you're going to find items. And it is just essential that you find everything. You'll notice it's quite dark in these places as well. I do apologize, but that's actually the way the game is meant to be. There's no electricity. You know what I mean? Like, you can use matches and stuff like that, and lanterns, flares, all sorts of bits and bobs in order to light those things up. But again, remember, finite resources. These require hunting knives to break down, and we don't have a hunting knife. Okay, and they'd probably give us cloth and stuff like that. So we're just going to see if there's any other resources. We may well get a knife here. I think that may have been my belly rumbling. I'm not too sure, and I didn't really hear it. Check this drawer. There's a whole lot. It doesn't appear like there's a whole lot here. So I don't know if we want to hang around here. Is this a set of socks? Cotton socks. They would probably be very thin, yeah. Not very warm, useless when wet, but better than nothing. Okay. So you see, like, different things are affected by different... If we were to fall into the water, those cotton... Or it was to start, like, snowing or raining or something like that. That would probably affect the effectiveness of those. There's nothing really here. That's a pillow. We need a thing to cut that down. So we're going to make our way into the next... Oh, they're trailers. We're going to make our way into the next trailer. So these are like kind of little porta cabins that obviously the company that was running this logging operation rented or purchased in order to be placed here for their workers to have a bit of comfort. If I go quiet every now and again, it's because I'm listening. I'm listening to see if I can hear anything. If I miss any items or anything like that, do point it out. I can see all those. I'm just doing a quick glance around to see what I'm prioritizing. If I miss any items or anything of that nature, do point it out to me in the old comment section there. Okay, because I will want to know. I don't know, the screen kind of looked blurry there for a second, so we may be affected by something. It's kind of when I do this. So there are new things to be aware of, things like cabin fever and stuff like that, and I was just reading about them in the update. Oh, lovely, a storm lantern. So I can light these places up for you when they get a bit too dark. Okay, how are we doing? A little bit hungry, a little bit thirsty. Not too bad, but not too good either. Orange soda. It's important. Who loves orange soda? Who remembers that? Oh man. Goddamn Keenan and Kel. Okay. Let's loot this. Oh, I think I see a gas canister right there. Jerry can. Yes. Good for filling oil lamps. Excellent. Okay. Right. I don't see much else. How are we doing on weight? We are at the limit. So we may want to actually consume some food when we get into the next trailer. And possibly consider holding up for the night, because I don't know how we're doing on time there. It'll bring it up now in a second, I reckon, when we get out here. 5 hours left. Like, if we really wanted to, we could make it to another area, I reckon. I'm gonna keep this out. What do we got here? Hatchet.
I might have to drop some gear.
Fire log. We've got a wood stove, but we want to cook up here. There's some rose hips. We'll harvest them. I don't know what they do, but everything is good at this point. So our guy is way down. The fear, by the way, the absolute fear. This game really plays on your humanity. You are feeling the caveman feeling right now. I'd say this is what it was like. I'm not really a campy guy. I don't really go out and do the camping. I like my creature comforts and stuff like that. I would love to do it. I'd love to get on with it at some stage, but I am a creature of comfort. I am a city boy, so I don't really do the whole going out into the wild thing. So this is as close to it as it gets. So I can tell you now, this is definitely triggering the fear or flight or fight responses here in my mind. Okay, I'm going to leave these episodes at a half an hour long, so I'm going to loop my way through this one here. But this has been Gibboeire, ladies and gentlemen. There's a flare, sweet. If you enjoyed this video, do let me know down in the comment section. Possibly consider leaving a like on the video and maybe even subscribing to the channel to see some more in the future. Let me know what you think of it anyway, guys, and we'll see where we go from here. Take her handy. Bye-bye!